Sort of live. Very blurry. Ah, now we're focusing. Got the volume all the way down. But the good news is you can actually see the screen. So that's something to learn. All right. We're a little low on satellites, but she'll still launch. I'm going to have to adjust this. There we go. All right, well, welcome to the live stream. Had a lot of trouble getting this started up. Probably have to hunt for it. Can't see a darn thing. I'm using my phone as the camera. Well, you know what? Let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. Oh, I don't even know how I can do this. I can't switch scenes from here. See, that's what I was expecting. Oh, I gotta go pick on somebody. Hang on. We'll go over this on the flip side. Alright, so you can probably see what I'm doing here. First, I'm going to turn on the defogger because my goggles started to fog up. We've got our enhanced display. I'm not going to do head tracking. I'm going to try this later. Alright. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can get out of here without knocking anything over. Ooh! There is a definite sense of vertigo. Now, it's a little windy today, so I'm probably not going to do a whole lot of high flying. I'm just going to zip around my backyard a little bit. Oops. There's a tree branch I almost hit. Didn't even know that was there. Vision's a little blurry for me. Makes it hard to fly. One of the biggest problems I have is running this throttle too hard and not slowing down when I should. The altitude is really not a problem for this guy. It's got the typical, I think it's 200 meter. See, there's a little bit of lag there, making my eyes cross. Anyway, 200. I think it's 200 meters. I've never had it up higher than I think about 100. Oh, you want to chase the squirrel? There's enough light coming through the trees now that the leaves are starting to fall, that I'm actually getting some pretty good solar power off the panels. Oh, wall. Another wall. Aren't we all defined by our walls? I'll be interested to see what this looks like in the live stream. Now, one of the things I haven't really done a lot of is There's also a 4-way hat on here that lets you do things like slide. So I can strafe left, strafe right, do vertical up and down. But because it's a motion controller, I tend to drive it like an airplane mostly, which is a mistake because you can get some really tight turns and some really cool camera angles. I just realized I'm not recording any of this, but it should be recording on the stream. Whoa! It also has a very slow backup. This thing will literally turn on a dime. Now you notice sometimes a little circle comes up there. That's because there's a partial depression on the trigger. If you let go of the trigger altogether, that goes away and it hovers in place. You can also lock it with a lock button, which lets you do things like access your controls. Like I can do easy acro. And I use 180 drift and flip. Let's do that. Get rid of the menu. Unlock it. Now there's a height. Uh-oh. Now the hat button does things like acrobatics. Oops, too low, unable to perform easy acro. How high do I have to be for that? That's crazy stuff. And if that don't mess you up, I don't know what will. The roll button on the controller lets me do that. You see how we're shaking right now because of the wind, even though we're locked? I've got about 11 minutes left on the battery. 43, well, I said 5 minutes left on the battery. And goggles are 67%. Lock 19 satellites. All right, let's get down under here again. So now we're going to come over here. And we're going to do a 180 drift. If you can get the speed right, and I'm still haven't done that. Oh, almost. Oh, spun the wrong way. All right, I gotta get that right. Oh, that's better. Nope. Anyway, you can watch me do this for hours. And of course there's the slide. Oh, I just learned something. I don't actually have to brake in order to change acro modes. So how does a slide work? So the DJI Neo 2 is coming out. I guess I'm going to start looking at reviews for that. Yeah, I don't know what slide does. But I don't want to drive into my truck either, so. Anyway, I'll probably start looking at reviews, but honestly, I don't know if there's a huge impulse to... Well, you know what? Let's get rid of the acro mode before I hurt myself. Gonna need mobility for this. Like I said, I don't know if there's a huge desire for me to upgrade. A couple of reasons. Number one, there's a whole lot of talk now about the DJI being put on the government banned list, or the FCC banned list. If that happens, then, well, you know, I don't know what happens. I don't know if they're going to ban import of parts, which would be horrible. So I'm holding off on that. I don't know if the feature set is going to be great either. Oops. Press mode button to cancel. Yeah, it almost... So the return to home is a nice feature that you get with the goggles. Uh-oh. I'm probably not going to make it back inside.
Critically low battery warning. Critically
Well, that did not
low
work the way it was supposed to. I mean, technically, I don't think I have enough battery to... Uh-oh. Sensor error. I don't know what that means. Oh, well, let me start up. All right, let me... Oh, did the stream freeze at some point? No, it's still going. It's still going. All right, let me go get it. I'll swap out the battery. Here, little buddy. And I'm back. Just going to swap this guy out here. So that's something I'm going to have to keep an eye on. Is the battery level if I want to bring this thing home without having to go chase it. Which is good that I'm recording this, because that means that I'll be able to see exactly when the power got where I wasn't paying attention. I think a 10-second warning is not enough. Of course, I think it calculates that based on how long it thinks it'll take to get home. Ooh. Okay, we're live again. Let's take her out one more time. That's a different noise. Hope I didn't knock something out of alignment. Uh-oh. I'm going to attribute that to a GPS failure. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to try this slide thing again. I think I may have missed a message. What's my battery look like right now? 94%. Oh, that's just normal mode. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Didn't know that. Let's get rid of easy acro. Oh no, that's actually, yeah. Let's do that. Let's turn on the head tracking. Easy acro off. Head tracking on. Now this is a cool one. Except that the calibration is a little off. I have to really look up in order to see what I'm doing. But the arrow, or sorry, the crosshair is where I'm moving. I'm sorry, the crosshair is where I'm looking. The circle is where I'm moving. So I can do this, but I can also look to a different direction. This is real useful when you're doing like inspection stuff or flying around obstacles. Like I almost flew into that power line just now. So I want to go over here. Look at my filthy solar panels. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of crap up here. This is actually tracking my noggin. Super useful for things like inspection. I'm not even going to show you my gutter though. Oops. What I really want to look at here a little seasick. I think I need to reapply the lap sealant. I bought some this summer, but didn't apply it. Whoa, that is hard to fly with. But if you want to do an orbit or some cool cinematic effects. By the way, this whole thing, I've been in normal mode. I haven't turned sport mode on once. Anyway, this has gone on a little bit longer than I expected. It did not start the way I wanted it to, so I had to figure out how to schedule a stream properly. Turn off head tracking. Does make piloting a little bit easier. Because now it just, oops. Now it just goes where you go. So I'm going to bring this to a close. I did a little demo of some of the flight stuff. Hopefully I can do cooler stuff in the future. Let's see if I can bring this thing home. Get a little bit lower so the wind's not kicking me around so much. Tense moment here, kids. It's about to get loud. Sorry about the audio. One last thing I want to show you. This is the difference between the Goggles 3 and the Goggles N3. The Goggles 3 actually have a view-through mode, so you can actually see what's going on around you, which I think is interesting from a safety standpoint. Anyway, thanks for your time. Thanks for coming by. I'm going to end this stream. Bah humbug. If I can figure out how to end this stream. There we go.